What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, Teofimo Lopez versus Steve Claggett. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This was meaty, yeah? This was mid. Teo, for me, two fights ago, he fought Josh Taylor. That was fire. Yeah, Josh Taylor was doing many of the things that Steve Claggett was doing. Pressing forward, putting hands together or whatever. And Teo made mincemeat out of Josh Taylor. There's an argument, Josh Taylor's certainly is undisputed champion, and you'd like to think there's more class behind Josh Taylor than Steve Claggett. Nonetheless though, Teofimo Lopez's performance for me was underwhelming. Now the judges had, look at here, 120, 108. That means Claggett didn't win one round. Now, I can see how they got there, because Teo did win most of the rounds, but the scorecards don't reflect how close it was. It's one of them ones where you can see a card of 120, 108 and say, oh, it was a whitewash. The actual fight, every round was close. Every round was like, if you were to score rounds out of 100 for each fighter, they weren't, Claggett was 10 and Teofimo was 100, or Teofimo was 90 and Claggett was 10. These were like 60-40 rounds, 55-45 rounds. It was one of them ones. And to be honest, in the early rounds, the first 4 or 5 rounds, I thought Teo was going to get tired. And Claggett was just on him. I rate him for that. High guard, coming in, bit head movement. What was lacking for Claggett though, and for Teofimo if I'm honest, no power. Teo doesn't got the pop, the whap. He was in there calm, had great composure, Teofimo did. He wasn't getting flustered under the pressure. He wasn't like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury versus Usyk, yeah. Fury was scared to death to trade with Usyk. He would just want to run around and try and keep away. Tyson Fury was panicked in there, running from Usyk. Teo wasn't panicked. Teo reminded me, it was like a Crawford-esque. Think of Crawford versus Avanesian. And Crawford was backpedaling against Avanesian, yeah. He was just cool. Oh, obviously there's levels, right? Crawford was much cooler against Avanesian than Teo was. There was points in there, Teo was getting popped and looking a bit like it was going to go left for him. Looking a bit George Kambosos-esque. But in the main, there was that calm under pressure. He was happy to just exchange and whatnot. What was off-key though, was he spent the whole fight on the ropes. Just a bit odd. I don't know why he couldn't do what he was doing, being calm in the middle of the ring. Being calm and just slipping, sliding and whatever and off. So from that perspective, particularly how I score rounds, that's why I had it a lot closer than the judges did. Because if you're being pressed to the ropes consistently, don't get me wrong, Claggett he didn't have that whip on his shots. He didn't have that, there was nothing spiteful on there. They were kind of arm shots, so it didn't look oppressive. But for example, if you transplanted Canelo into Claggett, in terms of the power, Teofimo's ass would have been out of there. He'd have been out of there. Do you know what I mean? Because that Claggett, yeah, almost looked like a copy of Carrot Top. Carrot Top, yeah, he stalks you around the ring. If anything, Claggett had more energy. He was actually cutting the ring off. He wasn't just walking around. When Carrot Top cuts the ring off here, he just kind of plods. And he lets people slide off. Claggett was getting on him, pushing him into the ropes, and keeping him there. There was just no whip coming. There was no pop. But if there had been a pop here, if Claggett had the pop, Teo ass would have been out of there. Teo was working. Quite impressively. I believe it was his highest output fight. He was putting out like 90, 100 punches a round. But for what though? Claggett's face wasn't bust up. Claggett wasn't put down, I don't believe. Was he put down? I'm trying to think actually. No, he wasn't put down. So, yeah, I'm not massively impressed. It makes you wonder now. What would happen, yeah? Teofimo versus that Cuban dude who just got beat. Because he's more leaky than Claggett, yeah? What's his name? Got his name now. 140. Liam Parrow. I know Liam Parrow. Liam Parrow's the guy who beat him. Matthias, yeah, he's more leaky than Claggett, but he's got some bad shots in his hands. So I'd be intrigued to see how that goes, you know. Because if Claggett can push you back, even though obviously Matthias ain't got the belt now, so it's over for him. He needs to come back somehow. There's no way Teo going to fight him for no belt. But there is some questions for me with Teo now. I expected a bit more winding through the gears. Because he was hitting him. Neither man had no pop. It's lacking pop. It's lacking decisiveness. I didn't see Teo spend one round in the middle of the ring either. It's a bit odd. Especially when, guess what? His fight before, he was complaining, Jermaine Ortiz was running, right? Jermaine Ortiz didn't want to fight. Well, there's an argument. Claggett could say, you didn't want to fight. He was fighting off the ropes, but that's all he was backpedaling too much, man. It's not a good look, in my opinion. When you're a dominant A-side fighter like that, you ain't got to be running backwards. Look at Teo versus Lomachenko. He was the one, strong jab, pressing, right? That's how he won that fight, pressing Lomachenko. I don't know, I'm not sure what his angle was here. He complained about Ortiz running, which he was. Ortiz was definitely running. Yeah, I want to fight. I don't want someone to run. Claggett comes bang on it, gives you everything you're looking for, and then you're not only backpedaling, but you can't even hurt the dude. So, for me, the jury's out on Teo. He seems to... Someone else said it a while ago. He seems to blow hot and cold. Sometimes he's red hot, like against Josh Taylor. But even then, though, he didn't put Josh Taylor down, did he? He ain't put Josh Taylor down, and that fight was somewhat close. So, the commentator this weekend definitely said his power's a bit of a myth. Apparently at 135 he was a heavy puncher. Where it gone? That's the question. Because Claggett has been stopped before now, not recently, like 10 years ago, but he has been stopped, so he's got it in him. He can be stopped. You ain't stop him. You ain't stopped Jermaine Ortiz, but then Teo's excuse was, Jermaine Ortiz was running. Well, this guy weren't. He was right in front of you. If there was ever a chance to knock someone out, it really should have been Claggett, right? So, I'm not as hot as I was on Teo. And this is the problem with sport, I guess. You're only as good as your last performance. You can beat Josh Taylor and everyone's thinking, man, this guy's red hot. No one better than him. Look at Matthias. 1 minute, this guy, no one wants to fight him, he's killing people. Then you're in there getting your head boxed off by Liam Parrot, a 5-1 underdog. So, that's the game we're in, I guess. But where Teo goes from here, in fact, never mind Canelo, yeah. Thinking about what I've just said about Canelo and Claggett, yeah. Pitbull. Right? Pitbull's actually, forget about Matthias as well. Forgot Pitbull, yeah. Pitbull is exactly what I'm talking about. Pitbull has the fast pressure that Claggett has, but he turned his shots over. He ain't slapping nothing. So on that performance from Teo, I guess the argument would probably be, with Pitbull, Teo wouldn't sit on the ropes, he'd spin off. He'd box him a bit like Tank did. That's what I need to see though, because there's signs there. I was shouting at Claggett to get the left hook off. Teo does the moody shoulder roll, yeah, he's like this, and his left side is wide spark open for the left hook. And it's even the jab as well, he gets popped with the jab a lot. If Pitbull can get the jab there, get the jab in, and then flick the left hook round, I can see Teo like, beep. I'm trying to think, what did Kambosos catch Teo with? Not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a left hook. So, that's the fight that makes sense. Will it happen? Probably not. What else is he going to do though? The problem with Teo is he does a lot of this thing where he fight bumps. People slag off Devin Haney, and Devin Haney no good, but Devin Haney, he always was in top fights. Right? He went from Kambosos to Loma to Prograis and then Ryan Garcia. That's a good run. Teo, he does this thing where he fights one good fight, so he fights Loma, then he fights a bum, Kambosos, then he fights another bum, Pedro, another bum, Sandor, then he fights a good fight, Josh Taylor, then it's a bum, Ortiz, and a bum, Claggett, as such. They're not bums, but you get the point I'm making. They're like B-level, not the real deal. You got Devin Haney going, like I said, Loma, Prograis, and Ryan Garcia, all world championship level, or former world champions, or pound for pounders, right? It needs to be a big fight. He says, no one will fight me, but I don't believe it. I don't believe Pitbull is going to turn that fight down. What these guys need to start doing, it pissed me off. Don't sit there and tell me, no, man, no, all that kind of business. Don't tell me that. Because you ain't sent no contract, right? Teo, all these guys who no one will fight me, Teo needs to come out and say, hey, boom. On Monday morning, we sent a contract to Pitbull. Do that. We sent a term sheet to Pitbull. We sent a term sheet to Liam Parrow. I ain't really interested in that fight, if I'm honest. I ain't really interested. Parrow, for me, he clinched too much. That's one thing I will salute both men for. Teo and Claggett, there wasn't a whole bunch of clinching. Solid, a bit boring the fight in itself, but the fight was, there was no power, that's the problem. That fight was boring because there's no power. At no point, we watched Estrada and Bam Rodriguez, yeah? Them guys are like 30 pounds lighter, but in that fight, it was evident, oh damn, they've both got power and it could go either way. Teo in this one was just lacking that. It looked like they were sparring. There was no there was no digging in there. But yeah, Teo, Liam Parrow, he clinched too much. I salute Teo and Claggett for not clinching so much. But as far as the future fights, who we got now? Devin, he fell off. And Devin's fell off, so forget about Devin. He ain't got a belt no more. Well, he has, but it's a fake Moody stolen PD belt that I got knocked out by a dude spike off the gear belt. So forget, he fell off. Devin Haney, he ain't in the mix no more. Although, you know what? From Teo's perspective, Teo shouldn't care if Devin Haney fell off. Devin Haney is still the champion recess, so Teo should come out and say, I never got this as a marketing strategy. Come out here, put a term sheet out to multiple people. Pitbull, Devin, whatever, Liam. Why not become unified? Put the term sheet out, make it public, and see what comes back. And if Devin Haney says, oh, I'm in Egypt on a holiday, say, oh, you're a scary looking ass. You don't want the beats again, right? You got something to go on then. Devin, I sent you a term sheet and you out on holiday somewhere, you running. Yeah? Devin, I sent you a term sheet. You ain't even want to be stateside no more. Yeah? You running from the servers. Yeah? Devin, where you at? I got my lawyers trying to serve you with this term sheet. You hiding somewhere. 100%. You can't come home. That's what you can't do. Because the federal, if you're in a court case, they serve you, innit? They give you the papers, serving the papers. You can't come back stateside. That's what you can't do. Yeah? Because my federal lawyer is going to slap that serving on you. Spark on you. You don't want to fight. You're missing somewhere. You somewhere 250 pounds. Bulked up. Anyway. They never do that. Which makes you believe that, guess what? And that's what the evidence shows. The evidence shows Teo, he liked to fight bums. Teo has a taste for bums. Because people, as much as Devin don't sell, look at his resume. Devin don't sell nothing. And yet he's been able to get in there with Loma, Prograis, Cambosos, or whatever. But Loma, Prograis, Cambosos, and Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia as well. I guess he's been banned now, so that's a bit leave it. But do you know what I'm saying? I don't believe you have to fight Claggett, Jermaine Ortiz, Sandor Martin, etc., etc. Yeah, make a big fight. I know Pitbull, he want it. Yeah, I know Pitbull. There's no way Pitbull, is gonna turn down. Pitbull's got a fight in August, but for the next one, there's no way. I mean, look at Bob Arum's got a good relationship with Turkey. Prince Salman, the Saudi cat. So contact Turkey. Say, hey man, if Pitbull comes out victorious, I want Pitbull on a Saudi card. Bob Arum, you gonna pattern that for the coin, right? It's not rocket science, unless you want to stay fighting bums, which is possible. A lot of cats do. A lot of cats, they have a propensity to fight the bums, low level dudes, so they can look good. But the worst thing is, you ain't even look that good versus this cat here. So you didn't look that good against Ortiz. He was running. You didn't look that good against Claggett. He was chasing you. So now what's your excuse? Yeah, you was meaty against Ortiz, and then you was meaty against Claggett. So when exactly? This tells me it's not about their style, it's about you. Stop fighting bums. Because really, in every time Teo fights a bum, it's a bit of a leave it fight for him. But when he stepped up against Lomachenko, he was good. When he stepped up against Josh Taylor, he was good. He's one of them high prize fighters. He has to feel like it's like that for him. Teo's really not an A-side fighter. If that makes sense. He can't really do his best when he's not up against it. He doesn't go through the gears. He doesn't take it serious almost. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Salute to Steve this cat here though, because he was clearly, there was levels to it, but it didn't dishearten him. His game plan was as good as it could have been. Really, the only reason he could have won that fight, if I'm honest, but he wasn't blessed with power. Yeah, it was almost like, imagine an aggressive Paulie Malignaggi. That's the kind of shtick look it had to me. Yeah, Steve Claggett has kind of, he might even, is he Italian? I don't know. Is Claggett an Italian name? He might even be one of Paulie's cousins or nephews or something, because the way he was in there just slapping, I thought, oh, this is the Paulie. Yeah, it was like, imagine Paulie, yeah, and Canelo had a baby. It's one of them ones. He was in there pressing, yeah, but the shots were just boop, 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 boop. I was like, damn, man, dig this guy, dig him. Couldn't dig him, man. But anyway, salute to Steve, because he did well. I was impressed by him. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like off the bell, 100%, no doubt about it. Stop it.